came with the question, like she was like, girl, I'm gonna let you have it because I've been through this entire experience and I'm gonna ask you something that will challenge you. Ooh, I'm kind of hesitating. If I was on her shoes right now, I wouldn't know what to say, honestly. Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video we have a very special and exciting reaction because we're gonna be watching together the training session that Beatrice Luigi Gomez had with Boy Abunda with a live audience as well. So if you've been on my channel for the past few days, you will know that I actually posted the reaction to part 1 of this training session. Then I was gonna film a reaction to part 2, but 10 minutes into the video I realized that Bea was nowhere to be found, so there was not much for me to react. So I watched that video but didn't film a reaction to it. And now that we have the official training session with Bea, Boy Abunda, and the live audience, I wanted to sit down, listen to what they had to say, the questions, the answers, the tips that she was given, and I'll give you my own take on everything that is happening here. So I hope that you enjoy my reaction. If you do, please don't forget to leave a like on my videos, that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, let me know in the comment section what do you think about Bea's answers to the questions, the tips, the critiques, and even my very own feedback. Alright my friends, so without further ado, let's get into today's reaction. I really hope that you enjoy it.
Be strong.
Looking beautiful. Okay, Bea. Is it just me or she seems like a little bit uncomfortable? I don't know if it's maybe because there might be someone taking photos or videos that we don't see like on camera, but I feel like she's posing, you know, like the way that she's moving and just smiling, it looks very, you know, structured.
Bea, thank you.
Thank you, Tito.
May nanalo na. Thank you, Bea.
Thank you, Tito.
Let me turn on the subtitles just in case there's nosebleed.
Ganda ng lakad. Is it a new one? Is that, you were talking about a new walk?
Well, I don't want to reveal.
Oh, not yet. Okay, so every member of the panel will be asking you a question and then we will talk about your answers. Okay, let's start with Rachel.
The question is, if you will be given a chance to educate the society who have a little knowledge about special children or children with special needs, how would you educate the society in your own eyes? How would you let the universe know how beautiful these children are?
So I myself am an advocate for the children. I dedicate all of my work for children, especially children in conflict with the law. But when we talk about special children, it only means that we have to be inclusive in prioritizing all of the rights of every child in every sector that includes special children, children in conflict with the law, and even most especially children who are vulnerable to violence and abuse. And I think it is one of the most important things that we need to prioritize amongst other social issues.
You start.
Okay, so before Tito, you know, comes and adds his 2 cents, I would like to say that I feel like the answer was a little shaky in the sense that she was kind of looking for it and just going with the flow, which is okay. But at the same time, I feel like it wasn't super fluid, you know, it was like delivered in chunks. She kind of came up with an idea, then once she completed that, there was a pause. She was looking for the next idea, then she delivered another chunk, and then on like that. But to be fair, I feel like the question that the lady was asking her was like 3 questions in one. And also props to Bea because I noticed that she is very good at keeping eye contact with the camera, and that's important. That's because this is really the only way that you are going to connect with people at home, especially those who are watching the live stream. She should also keep that in mind for the judges, but well, so far that's an okay start. Okay.
Started kinda okay. Because you went to something that you're familiar with.
Okay.
You talked about your advocacy doon sa mga children in conflict with the law. But in a Q&A, and you have 30 seconds, doon ka na lang sa kung saan ka komportable. The technique is, kung hindi ka makakapunta sa special child, mag-children ka na. Because this world will be a lot better. This will be a better place if we take good care of children. Period. Bea,
Period.
remember, karamihan ng tanong,
He said, period.
based on nasa dulo. Oo, latag yung iba eh. And then, how do you make the world appreciate the beauty of his children? Okay? Kung layered ang question, choose a question. Isa lang ang sagutin mo. And then you can even repeat it. Para klaro sa judges na ang sinasagot mo, how will I make the universe appreciate the beauty of his children? I think to appreciate beauty of children, we'll have to take, we have to look at them from the heart. Oo, di ba? And then you can go into the saying that the most beautiful things are not seen through the eyes, but through the heart.
Charot.
And in one simple word, how do we make people appreciate the beauty of his children? Love.
He's right. He's right. I mean, I'm just kidding, but definitely he's very right.
Ang hirap i-drawing yun. Oo. But the technique there is control the narrative, control the question. Now, I'm learning from some of the best teachers in public speaking that when you make an important point, say it and dramatize it because that's effective. Start strong, sound right. Huwag kang bababa.
And strong.
So here's my question for you. As an out and proud LGBTQIA+ member, how would you deal with a roommate who's a homophobe or a transphobe?
Oh.
That's not going to be the first time that I will face someone who is actually homophobic. So I would show her that I'm not a threat, I'm not a harm, and that I would tell her my own story, and I would make her appreciate all the work that I've done. And most especially, I would tell her that I am the first LGBTQIA+ member to represent our country, and that it's something huge, and it is something that our country is beginning to embrace, and that the rest of the world as well, and perhaps as well as her.
Okay, comments.
Okay, so I like the fact that she started by talking about her personal experience once again, okay? And that she did with the first answer, no problem at all. On that level, we are good. Now, when it comes to like the answer itself, I feel like it's very, this is an adjective that I use very often for Bea. It's very conversational. It's something that it feels like she's talking to a friend. It doesn't necessarily feel like she's making a statement for the purpose of a Q&A or for the purpose of, you know, the dimensions of a stage such as Miss Universe. And just going back to what Tito Boy Abunda was saying in the previous question is that when you have a point, when you have, you know, like something that you really want to emphasize, you have to put, you know, drama into it. You have to put impact. You have to make sure that people feel the weight of the word. And I feel like from beginning to end, she did answer the question. Very good, nothing to complain. But there is no point where you go like, oh, okay, that is like the powerful, like the core of the answer. So it's like the X factor that is missing, right? But let's see what they have to say.
I hope she started with, I myself am part of LGBTQIA+ community. And having, you continue with that. That's for sure. Kasi
There was an
yung
assumption
passport
already because
Oh.
because Bea has been open, but maybe the Miss Universe they may not, you know, the whole world may not know, so you have to identify so it becomes powerful. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Halimbawa, how to answer that question with the power of three. I have three things to say. Number one, I will be nice to her. Number two, I will respect her as a human being. Number three, if necessary, I will make her understand that more than our differences, we have more commonality.
I love that answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the power of three. Let's go to Rabia.
There's a lot of social media influencers and
Oh, you know about
celebrities that express their art in social media, and somehow it involves nudity and inappropriate language. Do you think that these celebrities do hold moral and ethical responsibility to the society, especially to the youth?
I know a few of my friends.
Okay, this is a trick question. Rabia came with the question like she was like, girl, I'm gonna let you have it because I've been through this entire experience and I'm gonna ask you something that will challenge you. Ooh, I'm kind of hesitating. If I was on her shoes right now, I wouldn't know what to say, honestly.
I know a few of my friends who are artists do this, and I understand that they want to express how they feel, but they have to be responsible in their platform, especially social media. A lot of children has access to social media, and it would be hard if nobody is guiding them in what they're looking at.
Yeah.
So I think they should be having restrictions and regulate their art and put it out there in a platform where it can be regulated, where children won't have access to it. But I still believe that they are allowed to do their art and show it to the world. But they have to make sure to do it responsibly.
Bea, you're developing, diba?
Okay, Bea is good. She is good at like answering the question. She will give you something that will satisfy each element of the question. So it's not like she's falling short at all. But once again, for me, it's just really the delivery, the way that it's presented. Some people have told me, you know, Luis, Bea is like a typical, you know, Filipina, very respectful, very, you know, quiet, listens to the others. She speaks in a very, you know, well-mannered way. And I understand that and I respect that. And that's why sometimes I don't necessarily want her to change that, but I would like to see a little bit more empowerment, right? Especially with a question like this one. I was telling you with Rabia, it's a difficult question. I don't know even myself how I would answer something like this. But when you go for it, we have to go for it at 100% or nothing. Because this is almost a political statement in the sense that you are talking about what we can share and what we should censor, you know, on social media in order to not affect the youth and the children. It also comes the conversation of freedom of speech and, you know, freedom overall of what we can show and what we can share, how we express our ideas. And at the end of the day, it's one of those questions that you can answer in either way. It just depends of how you defend it. So I would like to see a little bit more, you know, conviction, a little bit more I'm sure of myself, rather than using words such as I think or, you know, stuff that is very general. Go for more of a statement. I believe, I am sure that, I am confident that. Those things already, if she keeps the same structure just by using such words, it will be much more effective because it doesn't leave any room for interpretation. It's really, this is Bea's opinion and it's solid, it's concrete.
They have to make sure to do it responsibly.
Bea, you're developing, diba? You felt it. You feel something when you're not there.
Yes.
Alam mo yun, diba? So, ito yung, you have to self-edit. Just go to one thought and then just roll with it. Just kill it. What's your comment, Rabia? And then I'll go to Anna.
To be honest, it was also asked to me when I was practicing my Q&A, and I was really having a hard time answering it. But it's all about perspective, and especially in the Philippines, Tito Boy, I mean, we have a lot of conservative mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So I would attack it in a way that, but it depends. For example, she's gonna be in Israel, so you have to choose your crowd in answering your
You
question.
have to know your audience.
Yes, know your audience. So siguro ako, you stick to one thought and just stand with it.
Yeah, but you have 30 seconds. Maybe.
Exactly. It's what I was telling you, that you can choose either way that you want. You can be all for it, you can be all against it, for as long as you're able to defend it. And like, I really like what Rabia said, you know, like know your audience, because if you are talking to a very conservative audience and you are telling them all about how, you know, nudity and expressing yourself sexually on social media is good, they're not gonna buy it, you know. So you really have to know who you are talking to. Is it conservative people? Is it religious? Is it the youth? Is it, you know, parents? You have to, you know who's in the crowd.
This is why the point of the 30 seconds, isang puntos, develop that, and then attack. Any other points?
You are very good at what you're doing,
Mhm.
Bea. We believe in you.
Granted.
All you need to do is just breathe.
Lovely.
Or even if you've lost it, you can still recoup it by giving a strong final line.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, because sometimes you can't really help it to get lost in your thought, right? Good thing is the judges will always remember your
The last line.
your last tone, your last so don't get discouraged if you get lost in your thought.
Sure.
So if the first 2-3 lines were sabit, you still have the power and the chance
Yeah,
to
yeah.
say nudity, I'm fine. Inappropriate language, no. Thank you.
Tito Boy, just-
Yes, go ahead. Bella.
So if you deliver it with somehow thinking, I know of the keywords, and say it right away, it makes you powerful. It makes you owning the question.
So let's go to your question.
Why should you lose Miss Universe?
That's a very tough question because I've done all of my trainings with one goal in mind, and that is to win. But now that you ask me, why should I lose? I think I shouldn't. Because, as I said earlier, I've dedicated everything to win, and that should not be an option.
I like that. Okay. Okay, I think I'm really happy with this answer for the very first time on this entire thing. Okay, look, this is Bea's brand. That's her personality. You are not gonna change how passive she is when it comes to her delivery. But you know what? There's beauty in that. And if the judges at Miss Universe appreciate it, this might be a strength when you think about it. So I don't think we should necessarily try to change her so much or expect her to behave like someone that she is not. But I really like this answer that she provided. Very concise, very precise, and straight to the point. She did not turn around in circles, and at the end of the day, she just went with something that it felt true to herself, you know? She is there to win, she's not there to lose. And it makes me think a little bit of a question that was asked to Catriona during her training session with Boy Abunda. Someone in the crowd asked her, what would happen if you lose? And she said, well, for me, losing is not an option because otherwise I wouldn't be doing this if I'm going is with the mindset of a winner. And it's pretty much the same thing that Bea did here with the answer. Of course, she tweaked it and the question was slightly different as well, but the overall result was very good. And you can see even Tito Boy Abunda's face is like, ah, that was a strong ending.
You know why? Because you're getting angrier. Yeah. Let's go to Adam.
Hi, Bea.
Hi.
So as we all know, scientists from around the world all agree that the effects of climate change are getting worse year by year until we do some action about it. Yet we lack the political will among world leaders in addressing this environmental problem. Now, in your opinion, do you think a world leader's political will is crucial in addressing these environmental problems? And if so, how do you think we can prod these world leaders in prioritizing climate change action in their respective agenda?
As a community development worker, I myself would love to see the welfare of everyone being prioritized and no one should be left behind, especially when we talk about the environment. We all know that it does not just affect the external objects around us, but it affects everyone, the children, the community, the people, and the solution of the climate action that we should do is to get everyone involved, every individual, the government, and when things are no longer in balance, I believe that the government will begin to prioritize climate action. So we need to constantly remind them that there are a lot of people being affected by the environmental problems that we are suffering today, and that this should be their priority.
Okay. Comment, Adam.
Okay, it was a little bit of a long answer for me, and it was not the most, smooth answer that she has ever delivered, but I do believe that this is the type of answers that Bea will do very, very well with, because it seems like she knows what she's talking about. She has been invested in her community for quite some time, so obviously when she talks about it, it's coming from a place of experience, and I feel like this is the kind of questions that she really needs to master in order to do well during Miss Universe, because we've been talking about the green agenda of Miss Universe for 2021, and I believe it's real. I've seen many other countries, talking about environment, getting involved in environmental activities, so I believe that it's a good question. It's a good question, and she did well. She delivered a solid answer.
Probably siguro how she would have attacked these questions probably related to our country as one of the countries that are being affected by this global problem kasi we're being ravaged by typhoons here in and out. So, para lang ma-personalize the answer mo.
Right.
I don't know if you've been doing disaster relief operations back in your hometown, you could probably inject that to your answer and probably end it by saying that probably what the government could do is to demand citizen action
And vice versa.
and vice versa.
As citizens must
Collective
demand
action
government
to
action.
resolve this problem.
Why is this question very important? Huh? Because I am pretty sure this is going to come out.
Yeah.
Because that's the
Absolutely.
theme of Miss Universe. First, acknowledge that there is a problem. Second, acknowledge that you, governments, have responsibilities. Number three, we have to keep on reminding each other. The conversation must continue. And how do you remind the conversation? Remember what the young girl said when she addressed the United Nations? What was her name again? Greta Thunberg, the 14-year-old girl? I repeat what she said to the leaders of the world. How dare you? Thank you. Pag hindi ko nanalo.
That's a slap in the face.
Kasi ang opening, pasok ako eh. Pero hindi eh. Creative Nations. Anyway, let's go to your question.
A little break from all the heavy
Yeah,
questions.
okay.
Bea, you talked a lot about your fight. Why is the Miss Universe crown worth fighting for? And should you win, what do you think today's modern Miss Universe, given in this new pandemic environment that we live in, should accomplish?
Not easy, huh? Okay, but that's a wonderful question.
I'm already imagining myself winning the Miss Universe crown. And if I ever achieve the title this coming December, one thing that I would want to accomplish is to continue my advocacy on promoting the social welfare of children. And that is one thing that I would want to expand during my reign.
Numbers are powerful.
Okay, so once again, very solid. She talked about her experience, very short, but it's something that makes sense. And because it's, you know, she's been involved with the community for so long, as I told you before, it just makes sense that she will want to give a continuity to that. And I believe that with a platform as big as Miss Universe, she can definitely, you know, achieve not only the things that she has been doing, but even much bigger things. So, no complaints.
When answering that. But also, don't be afraid to have fun now. You can also answer that by telling us what you wouldn't do. Number one, I will not drink with my friends the whole night after I win. Number two, I will not forget my advocacy to work for children. I will not forget to be a good child to my grandparents and to my mother. I will not forget to be a good citizen of my country. And I will not forget what Miss Universe is all about. These are techniques. And sometimes they're easier because you're saying what you will not do. Parang ba nagdali-dali, no?
Also, I wanted to add, aside from pushing your advocacy, they also want the Miss Universe winner to be relatable. So I would add something that's normal for a girl. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
No, ang ganda nun.
you know what I mean? Not just a dream. Like, of course, the advocacy is very important, and I love that your advocacy for the youth in conflict is very natural to you and you feel it. But try to think about it, like, as a girl, like, why is it worth fighting for? Like,
I never saw that, you know? I agree with her. Makes sense.
Number one, I will not drink. I will not drink and waste my whole evening.
I don't know
with
about
friends.
that, though.
I'm sorry, friends. Number two, I will not forget. That's a nice tack, ha? It's a nice tack to answer a question. Because hindi ka mag-i-struggle. As opposed to, when I win Miss Universe, you will fall into the trap of saying the mundane lines about, you know, having the crown. But if you say, I will not, that's different. And that's brave.
Even during the Miss Universe Philippines pageant, I constantly told them, I don't want to hear about your advocacy. I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about you. Because we keep reminding them that before people would want to follow you, would want to help you in your advocacy, they have to like you first. They have to find some relatability.
And you're a person, a human being.
Yeah.
I always call it the Gloria Diaz way of answering. Thank you, Diane. Let's go to you, Alexandra.
Speaking of what Voltaire was saying with personality, let's put ourselves in the setting of Miss Universe. You just stepped past the top 20, and all of a sudden there is a 45-second personality speech. How will you introduce yourself in 45 seconds?
Good question.
I would just tell them something that I haven't said in my bio, which is where my name came from, which is Beatrice and Luigi. Beatrice came from Saint Beatrice de Silva from Spain, and Luigi is actually from the Super Mario game. Luigi is Super Mario's brother, and I myself is also a fan of video games. In fact, I always carry around a Nintendo Switch message with me, and I may sound serious and look serious all the time, but I can also be fun.
Comment.
I mean, I like the answer because it's very relatable. It's something, they were just telling her, you need to be relatable, people need to, like you and all of that. And I believe that something like this will really put people on her pocket. However, I don't know if that's the type of statement that Miss Universe is looking for. I don't know. I'm kind of divided on this one, but let's see what the other ones had to say, because I don't know.
Well,
Did you like it?
I think you could have started.
Take that out.
My
Yeah.
name is Beatrice, and this comes from so and so.
And then I hope I would know. I was looking for Saint Beatrice. She's a saint of what? That would be interesting. Kasi yung, ano ba, she's a saint for babies or for whatever. That would make it powerful. The Luigi, I understood. It became interesting. Okay, so you may think I'm serious, but I'm not. I'm really fun. But you know what? I'm both a sinner and a saint. You have.
I feel like Bea is just thinking all alone, like a word. All these people giving me opinion about how I talk, what I say, what I don't say, how I should say it, when I should say it. Damn, y'all let me leave. I kind of feel bad for her because, I mean, she is good, but everyone is just like coming at her with so much advice. Understandably, because this is what is expected of a Miss Universe. But I feel like she's trying her best. I like her, people. I promise you, I like her.
I think who I am is written in my name. I'm Beatrice. I'm named after a saint. I'm Luigi, one of the half of the Super Mario Brothers. And I'm Gomez Universe.
I like that. They should send her to Miss Universe.
Very nice. Okay, let's go to Voltaire. Last but not the least.
In recent years, contestants, beauty candidates endlessly talk about their advocacies while they're competing. After their reign or after their pageant, it's all about their careers or love life. Do you think there's hypocrisy on the part of some queens who forget about their causes?
Was he trying to come for Rabia? Right there? You tell me, because I'm ready to... Where's my chinelas? Wait. Don't mess with Rabia. Don't come for my girl. It's not worth it.
Well, I wouldn't be that kind of queen. Before joining this pageant, I already have in mind the plans that I've laid out of what I would do after, and that would be mainly focused on my advocacy. And if the past queens have been like that, I wouldn't be. I would make sure that I will stick to my advocacy and to my promise and to what I'm dedicating this competition for. And that is to give opportunity and highlight the needs of these children.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so done.
I like this. I like this one, She talked about, what she was doing prior to the competition, how she will use the platform, what she will not do, and she was including even like words, as I was telling you earlier, that have much more of an impact, such as I am sure. And I feel like by the end of it, you could feel a little bit more confidence, a little bit more like she's trusting herself a little bit more. And you can see it even in her facial expression. Just look at her, the look in her eyes, the smile. I feel like from the beginning of the interview up until this point, there has been a change, a shift in Bea. And you can see it clearly.
But don't be afraid to say no or say yes. But you have to be very careful about not saying all the beautiful. Some of them.
I said some.
Oo, no, siya. Kasi sinabi niya po, all the beautiful.
Madami nung sinaparingan.
Other way, but I like this. From the very first question to the last question, ang layo na ng nilakbay mo. But it's still a long way to go. Energy is everything sometimes. Without energy, sometimes we're nothing as public speakers. Halimbawa lang, if I were to ask a question, I would say yes. As there are good and bad people. There are people who forget their promises. So, yes. But I am not going to be that queen. Because that's a powerful answer. So, huwag ka matakot. Iwas ka dun eh. Iwas ka maging controversial. But again, answer. But I like the way you said, I am not that. I like that.
I agree.
I like that. I am.
Yeah, tas maganda i-end yun nun. I'm not that because I am Beatrice Luigi Gomez Universe.
Bea, taas. The thank you.
Energy.
Use the thank you to raise it. Na parang, ang ganda-ganda ng sagot mo. Kahit ano pa ang sagot mo, always end it with, always end it with, thank you.
Okay, everyone, so my camera died on me, so I'm gonna finish recording this with my phone. So many events in this video. Oh my god, so sorry. Let's keep watching though.
Begin strong, end strong.
Bea, can I ask you a question? I wanted to know, when are you most excitable? Like with your friends? Like, I'm just trying to think of maybe something that you can think about that.
And you can put in your mind.
Yeah, that you can put, because he was talking about the power of declaration earlier. What?
When I'm playing volleyball.
Ayun.
Mag-volleyball.
The volleyball in your mind. In your mind. And the smash. Are you a smasher? Are you? Is that how you call it? Spiker. Smasher.
You're so sports-minded. You're so athletic.
I'm so violent.
But again, it sounded right.
Yeah. You're a spiker.
You smashed it.
Sports pala magpapanalo sa kanya.
Yeah, so spike, you know? That's in the mind. Thank you for saying that, Bea. Jumping, I'm spiking, and I'm just gonna win this. My last question is this, Bea. And I've asked Pia this, I asked Catriona this. Complete the statement. I am Beatrice Luigi Gomez, and
I am Miss Universe 2021.
Cute. Okay, everyone, so that was pretty much it for the entire training session that Bea had with Tito Boy Abunda and the other guests. And as I was telling you, I feel like there are ups and downs, you know, with the answers and the questions that she provided. Some of them were difficult questions. Some of them were more complex, you know, like question within a question. But I feel like overall, Bea has what it takes to deliver the answer. She just needs to keep in mind a little bit of, you know, the elements that she wants to include, how she wants to construct the answer, how she wants to sound, you know, the tone of her voice, the confidence, the aura that she is, you know, putting out there, because those things are very important. But overall, I feel like she will do well if like the best is not taken away by the nerves. We'll see. Now, you guys let me know in the comment section, what did you think about the entire training session, my feedback, the guests, you know, opinions as well, and everything that you want to express yourself about. While you're at it, don't forget to leave a like on my videos that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, come here and give me a hug. There's a little tradition on the channel. You know that I love you, that I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and spending a few moments out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, everyone, please stay safe. Be kind to one another. Sending you all my love, all my kisses. And I'll see you on the next one.